Hello everyone, welcome back to Football Manager 2017 with Newcastle United, and we are at the start of a very exciting episode as we look to hunt down our first Premier League win, first Premier League title, and also possibly our first Champions League title. We are still in the race for both of those competitions. The league has flipped around quite a bit. At the end of last episode, we were top of the league. But that has now switched. Man United have moved 7 points ahead of us without us having played a game. And it's quite frustrating. It's going to be so difficult to stop them. Even if we win all 7 of our remaining games and finish on 92 points, I'm not sure it's actually going to be enough to stop United. They are absolutely unbeatable right now. In the last few games, they've beaten Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and drawn with Man City. They are just not being stopped by anybody, and they don't have to play any more of the big teams. I think the last big game they have is against West Ham, which might be a bogey team for us, but they're not for the rest of the league. They've lost 13 games this season, and I assume they will against Manchester United. So it's just going to be nearly impossible to close that gap. If we win today, we will close the gap to 4 points, but it's a lot of points to make up against a team as good as United. We do still have to play City, which I think we do in this episode, and if we win that game, we will go above them as long as we win our game in hand against Liverpool. But it's just going to be incredibly difficult to overhaul Manchester United. This episode, we do also get to look forward to the quarter-final in the Champions League against Real Madrid. That's the game after the Liverpool match. We're going to go to the Bernabeu after overturning Barcelona in both legs to come through 7-3 on aggregate. We'll be looking to do the same in Spain this time around. Then we've got a away match against Middlesbrough in the league, back against Real Madrid at home, finishing up with matches against Watford and Manchester City. That's the big one to end on. And then next episode, we'll have the 3 title-running games against big teams, Arsenal, Leicester and Chelsea, all in there. And we may also have the Champions League semi-final and final if we get that far. But that all starts with a win today against Liverpool. If we don't win this match, we're probably down and out of the title race for yet another year. Well, guys, you might notice the scoreline up in the top corner of the screen, and that's a result of my screen capture software just deciding to fail 30 minutes into this game, which does mean we're 3-0 up inside 30 minutes. So we're just going to cycle through the highlights back up to the real time, and then we'll continue this episode as normal. Quite frustrating that this has happened, but the first goal actually came very quickly. It was Kovacic who sent the ball forward. When it came back to him a second time, he pulled it, found it to Breen, and Simonsen absolutely fired it in right from the edge of the area. That was 46 seconds into the game when we took the lead. Kovacic took a corner around the 10-minute mark, and there was a handball from Geis in there, which gave us a penalty. Simonsen was the man who was going to step up to take the penalty, a chance for his second goal, and he fired it past Rulli. He maybe should have stopped it. Here for the third goal, Kovacic takes the ball forward and then he sends a brilliant ball, perfectly weighted out to Paulo Roberto, who pulls it back, and Simonsen gets his hat-trick, and that does bring us back up to normal speed. Well, after getting a hat-trick inside 30 minutes, we actually took Simonsen off as Breen sends a header towards Rulli. We took him off because he had lower fitness than the rest of the team. We do have that massive match against Real Madrid. I'm confident the rest of the team can see this game through. And we've put Messi up front in the hope he will finally get his first goal for the club. Now here's Imperiale. He finds Linor, who's playing in the centre of midfield apparently. Kovacic tries to dink it over the top. Elvedi gets there and Rulli can clear it again. Linor to Cook. Now Imperiale sends it through to Lionel Messi. He slips it in behind and Breen can't get the ball in the net. Well, there's a full-time whistle. We do close the gap to just 4 points at the top of the league. We are trying to hunt down Manchester United as quickly as we can. It means we're only 1 point behind Man City as well as we go into the Champions League quarter-final against Real Madrid. We do still need to win the next 6 games. We've won our last 6 Premier League matches and there's 6 more to go. Well, here is the team for the game at the Santiago Bernabeu. I'm putting out the very aggressive away formation. I'm hoping we can get the away goals that see us have the away goal advantage in the home leg. Even if we lose by a couple of goals, so long as we get a goal on the score sheet, I'll be happy. I think we can do the damage at St James's Park if we absolutely have to. But what I really want is a repeat of our performance at the Camp Nou, a high-scoring away win. So the team does have our strongest players in almost all positions except for fullbacks. So the only changes really are Linnell coming in at left back, so Lucas moves into the centre and Carvalho comes in at right back with Mamana suspended and Augusto on the bench and not entirely fit. I think we've got more than enough in this team to win the game, but I am slightly concerned about our defence. Carvajal finds Karnikovsky. This is actually the first highlight of the game. The shooting's been terrible today. Vallejo forward to James, now Casemiro. Finds Meyers out on the left. He's got a bit of space, but he's given the ball straight to Thiago Carvalho. Malagoni back to Kovacic. Can we build a good attack? It's Malagoni forward to Simonsen. Now Linnell. Into Simonsen again. Now Imperiale. Malagoni can slip it through for Imperiale, who's in on goal, and he's hit the base of the post. Kovacic with a corner. 5 minutes left in this game. It's headed away. Malagoni has it. He finds Kovacic. Malagoni in a good area. Finds Running, who strikes it. And Simonsen's offside. I thought that was going to go in. Imperiale chips the ball forward. Simonsen's taken it down beautifully. And Simonsen scores an absolute wonder goal in the 87th minute. He's managed to break down Real Madrid and get us the away goal and the lead. There is the full-time whistle. Simonsen has won it for us at the end. You have to say we deserved it, but what a victory that was for the team. And it means that St James's Park, it's totally advantage us. After a historic win against Real Madrid away from home, we now have to focus on our rivals Middlesbrough in the north of England. We've got a strong team going out there, a few changes as well. Thiago Carvalho is going to continue to start in the right back position, and Johan Running is going to start in centre midfield as well. Everybody else is the same as they were from the game against Real Madrid, who we do play in a few days' time. But I am going to prioritise this match first, and then we can worry about the game against Real Madrid. We have to win this game to keep the pressure up on the top two teams. Cook's corner, sent into Malagoni, whose effort has gone straight into the back of the net, off Running. I didn't see the deflection in there, but it's gone off Running enough to count as his goal, and it looks like his start was justified. Simonsen sends the ball into Imperiale. He's got Breen up ahead of him. He looks for Breen now, who's in on goal and finds the gap between the keeper and the post for 2-0. Diaz over to McNair. Middlesbrough looking dangerous. They haven't had a shot yet, but Gray puts it in and John touches it home inside the 6-yard box. Garrett sends the ball forward. Lucas with a header. It's come for Running. He sends it across to Linnell. Now Malagoni forward to Sobral, who's come on for Simonsen. Just looking to force our way through with nice passes. It's Breen back to Running. Cook's in a good area. Malagoni to Imperiale. Ball touched out to Carvalho. He's been in a good position for a while and is hacked down in the penalty area to give us a chance for 3. Malagoni's been a pretty consistent penalty taker for us, and he scores again. Even though the keeper nearly got to it, he does make it 3-1. Well, there is a full-time whistle. It has finished 3-1. That extra goal did give us a bit of extra breathing room and take the nerves off the end of the game. And that win also sees us move up to second place. We are only 1 point behind United, who've been beaten 1-0 by West Bromwich Albion. There's just 1 point in the title race. Well, we're switching back to our home formation for the return match against Real Madrid. We are at St James's Park with a 1-0 away advantage over one of the best teams in Europe. It's important to note they were also beaten at the weekend by Barcelona, so they're on a 2-match losing streak going into this game. And I'm hoping that we can turn them over, or at least keep them out of our goal. A clean sheet will see us through regardless of anything else, and that needs to be the priority. Luckily, we've got a very strong defence out there, with Linord at left back, Lucas and Bob in the middle, Felipe Augusto at right back, Cook just ahead of them and Ketchel behind them in the sticks. Then offensively we've got Kovacic, Imperiale, Paulo Roberto, Breen and Simonsen. It's a very strong side. Brandt has knocked the ball onto Eggestein, who's got in on goal. Ketchel keeps it out, but a warning shot fired by Real Madrid. Rafael Varane sends the ball out to Julian Brandt. He skips the tackle. Now Eggestein to Tielemans. He plays it through for Piaka, can pull it across, and Eggestein nods the ball into an empty net. Ketchel maybe should have cut that ball out, but we're all level as it stands. Augusto finds Kovacic. Ball sent across to Meligoni on the edge of the area, and the substitute puts us back in the driving seat. It means there's no way this game goes to extra time. Either we go through or we go out. Kovacic with the corner, sends it in, taken by Ederson. We need to be careful of the counter-attack. We have switched to our away formation. That's what got us the goal, and Cook has intercepted it. Here's Simonsen, edge of the area, goes for goal. It's saved, but Breen follows up, and we've made it 2-1. And Real Madrid need to score twice to go through now. Kovacic with the corner, dinks it in. Simonsen couldn't quite get the header on goal, and Kamikovsky can attack. He loses it to Linord, but he still keeps the ball and finds Piaka. Piaka loses it to Cook. Can we clear the ball out of the way? Here's Kovacic, and he sent that back into the danger area, but it works out. Imperiale to Breen. Simonsen making the run in behind. We've got them on the counter-attack. Simonsen makes it 3-1. And this change in formation has completely turned around our fortunes. James into Karnakovsky. Now Eggestein loses out to Lucas. Cook dinks it forward towards Simonsen. Is there a fourth goal here for us? Breen gets it through to Imperiale. He finds Augusto. 3 in the box. Imperiale is one of them. That's 4-1. And we are heading to the Champions League semi-finals. Well, an excellent 13-minute period in the second half saw us score 4 goals, which means that we have made it to the Champions League semi-finals for the very first time. Even in the club's history, I don't think we've ever made the semi-finals. Absolutely brilliant stuff from the team. Manchester City have gone through too. We'll have the semi-final draw in just a couple of days' time. Well, so far in the Champions League, we've had to win a group with Juventus in it, and we did beat them over the 2 games we played. We had to beat Barcelona, which we did home and away, and then we had to beat Real Madrid, which we did home and away, and now we have the Champions League semi-final draw. There are 2 English teams in there. I am hoping to avoid Man City if we can, because they will be tough. I'm hoping we get Benfica, despite them having so many great regens in their club. And PSG are always going to be a team we want to avoid because they've got Dybala up front and were 3 times European champions in a row, that was. They haven't won it for a couple of years, but they're as dangerous as ever. Let's see who we get. The first draw is us. We've got a 1 in 3 chance of getting the team we want. Oh, and we've got Paris Saint-Germain. That is going to be an incredibly difficult draw to come through. Very, very tough stuff. But I'm looking forward to the challenge. Well, I'm going to do something a little bit controversial for this game. I'm going to use the away formation at home. We absolutely have to beat Watford. As it stands, we are 1 point behind City and United. We have the better goal difference. 1 point is all that separates us from top of the table. With 5 games to go, we absolutely have to win this game. That's why we're using the away formation. I want to batter on Watford's door from the very first minute and get as many goals as we can to give us a bit of breathing room. It's a full-strength team. Simonsen, Breen and Imperiale are the people we're relying on to get the goals. Meligoni, Kovacic and Cook need to provide them. Linord, Lucas, Bob and Augusto make up the back 4 and Ketchel in goal. And all of these players can make history if we can overhaul the 2 Manchester clubs and win the first title for Newcastle in a very, very long time. Simonsen sends the ball into Meligoni. Now Cook. Back to Kovacic. Imperiale. Out to Linor. Can we get this early goal? It's Kovacic. Plays it down the line for Cook. Can he get the ball in behind? He does. And Augusto's hit the post, but he's come back to him and he gives us the lead. Of all people, it's Felipe Augusto who gives us the breakthrough. Breen's free kick, dinked into the middle. Imperiale gets a header. That's the extra goal cushion we needed, and we've got 40 minutes to hang on for 3 vital points. Well, with 30 seconds left to go, we have almost certainly taken the points today at St James's Park. It closes the number of games left this season down to just 4. The ball's come from Meligoni on the edge of the area, though. There might still be a goal in here. Lucas out to Augusto. Can he whip the ball in? It's come for Sobral, cleared away, and I think that will be full time. There it is. We've got the 3 points. It's important to see if Manchester United also won. I think they were at home against Sunderland, maybe even away. We've got the win there. And we're top of the league, at least temporarily. United and City yet to play, but 4 games remaining. We're at the top of the league table. Well, the final match of this episode is also probably the biggest. You may remember last season we missed out on the title because of a match at the City of Manchester Stadium. We were beaten in that game quite comprehensively, and it meant that Man City won the title, I think by 6 points if I remember. But had we won the game instead, we would have won the title because that 6 points would have swung the other way. They might have won it by 3 points actually, I don't remember specifically. But it decided the title race, and now with 4 games remaining in the hunt for the Premier League title, we are 1 point behind the 2 Manchester clubs. I think whoever wins this game will put themselves in the driving seat for this title. Whoever loses this game is out of the title race. It's really frustrating. This is the away match. We could really have done with it being at home. But we do have this new away formation. We are on a phenomenal run of form across all competitions. If we just scroll down, you'll see we've won just loads and loads of games. That draw with Spurs and defeat in the FA Cup, the only things holding us up. It's incredible that after this run of form, we're still not top of the table. But that's just how good these Manchester clubs have been. And I'm hoping we can carry it on. This would be a terrible time to let that winning streak come to an end. But we've got Emmanuel Mamana, our captain, back in defence alongside Bob. Lucas and Augusto are in their rightful places on the wings. Meligoni, Kovacic and Cook are all available in the middle, as are Simonson, Breen and Imperiale. We've had a week's rest. We're looking good. And this is the strongest team I could possibly play for this fixture. Free kick for City. Al Saide puts the ball in, and there's a foul in the box from Lucas, and City have been gifted a penalty. We need a little bit of magic here from Ketchel to keep Jimenez from scoring, and Ketchel keeps it out and manages to hold on to it too. City have missed the penalty. Free kick. 5 minutes left of normal time, and Augusto's done it. I honestly did not expect him to get that goal, but he has managed to get it nonetheless. Absolutely phenomenal scenes out there in the City of Manchester Stadium. There's just 1 minute or so left for us to win this match, and what a win it would be. It could give us the title. This could be the difference between last season and this season. Winning at the City of Manchester Stadium, that is all that stopped us from winning the title this season. But it is not going to be the reason we failed this season. And Sane's done it. He's made it 2-0. What an absolute finish from the team. Sane scores a screamer, and I cannot contain my excitement. This is a fairy tale fixture. After losing it last season and losing the title, in the last 5 minutes we've scored 2 goals to completely sink Manchester City. That is just unreal. I have experienced a lot of things in this series. You may remember that Europa League semi-final, I think it was, against Atletico Madrid, where we came back from absolute destruction to go through. And now we have beaten Manchester City to put ourselves top of the table with 3 games to go. Well, as you can see, Manchester United did win their game, but I think now it is purely a 2-horse race. City, with their goal difference, are not going to be able to overhaul United. They might still catch us, but I just don't think they're going to overturn a United team. That United are not going to drop more than 1 game. I don't think. They'll get 2 wins, and hopefully they draw or lose the other game. I think if we win our remaining 3 fixtures, we do win the title. We're already at the highest points total I think we've ever had in the Premier League, and with another couple of wins, or 3 wins, we'll pass the 90-point barrier and almost certainly guarantee ourselves a title. I think 90 points is what's going to win the title this season. It's been that competitive with Manchester United in the league, but that victory over Manchester City has absolutely just flooded me with confidence. I think now, what kind of run are we on? 9 victories in a row. We won 5 games before that really epic match against West Ham where we nearly overturned them there as well. It's just been absolutely phenomenal. 14 wins in 15 games across the last stretch of the season. That goes all the way back to February, this excellent run of form. And next episode is going to be an incredibly exciting one. I am going to have to go through the Champions League games. I almost don't care about them at the moment because we've been chasing this title for so bloody long. But that is going to be the main focus of next episode, is trying to win the title. If we do make the Champions League final next episode, I will do it as another episode in the season. It will be a live commentary match to end the season. But we need to get there first, and the priority is definitely that match with Arsenal. We absolutely have to win at home against Arsenal, away against Leicester, which is almost certainly doable. They're down in 11th, and then at home against the struggling Chelsea, who are in 7th place. All very winnable games. If we do that, I think we get the title. But that is going to be it for this episode. If you loved the end of that Manchester City match, please do drop a like on the video. And of course, subscribe if you want to see if we can win the title in tomorrow's episode. But until next time, see ya!